Hello everyone, and welcome to another Tamagotchi review video. This time we're going to be looking at the Jujutsu Kaisen Tamagotchi Nano collaboration, which is called the Jujutsutchi. So, as with a lot of the Nano collaborations, I'm not super familiar with the source material. However, I understand that it's a very popular shonen anime at the moment. And when I've been buying Psycho Jump every month to read Digimon Dreamers, I noticed that a lot of the time it has characters from this on the cover. So that's exciting. So I bought the version that comes with the Hug My Tamagotchi holder, which is honestly adorable. I think that all of the Tamagotchi Nano should come with little holders like that to sit on your desk so you can see what your Tamagotchi character's up to. And I mean, of course, all the Nanos fit inside here, so you can use it with any Nano, but I do like the themed ones. They do have another Hug My Tamagotchi Nano coming out, and that is I believe it's the BTS Tiny Tan characters, I think they're called. I'm not 100%, but I do have it on pre-order and it does come out in September. So let's take a look at this Tamagotchi. I've previously unboxed it and did a sort of gameplay and first impressions, but now that it's been out for a bit, we can do a bit of a review. So as with all the Nanos, it starts off with like a little animation, which again, I'm not familiar with the source material, I apologize, but I'm sure it means something to fans of the series. And then we get a student-looking character. It looks like he's dressed in like a middle school uniform. And then we have like a dabbing monster. I don't know. It looks like he's dabbing. Do people still dab? I don't know. I guess we're just being introduced to all the characters. I don't know. And then we get our little middle school student, or I think it looks like a middle school uniform. And we get icons instead of words, which seems to be the norm nowadays for the Tamagotchi Nanos, which is great. It means that it can be easily consumed by anyone who speaks any language, because it's got, pictures instead of words. And we've got food and we've got game. So for food, we've got the usual onigiri, and it looks like the snack is mochi. And how you feed your character determines how they'll evolve. There are some evolutions where you can't feed snacks at all to get, so let's feed some snacks, because I usually go with the non-snack evolutions. So we'll feed him some snacks. I'm assuming it's like mochi, or it might be unpun. It's a snack with like paste or something inside it. So it could be like mochi, it could be unpun, I don't know. And then for the games, again, it's a very standard Nano. You get 3 games from the Nano game pool. So the first game, you've got to press the buttons that it tells you to press. So B, B. And I mashed it too many times, I think. So you've got to press them the right amount of times, and you've got to press the right button. And this is usually called like the dancing game, but I'm guessing in this collaboration it's all fighting based. So we're fighting this panda bear sort of looking friend. So yeah, it's not, they're not games, they're battles. Like sometimes that's usually considered the dancing game, but not for this one. Then we've got this game, which I think is the obstacle one. Yeah, it's like an obstacle one where you have to catch one thing but also avoid another. So this one is also one of the standard Nano games, and that's the thing with the Nanos. They've all got more or less the same pool of games, which after a while when you play every Nano, you kind of you know what to expect. Like, they very much just mostly feel like skins of all the other Nanos, except for the exception being R2-D2, which felt fairly genuine. Overall, this Nano just feels exactly like the Demon Slayer one, to the point where you're training, and this is the button mashing one, you're training in the Demon Slayer one, and it's, I guess, sort of training in this one too. The fill-in for the poo, which you usually get in a Tamagotchi, is you get attacked by a demon or a ghoul or whatever. I'm not sure what they are considered in this universe, but you are attacked by that, and that's what is considered the poo that you have to clean up. You have to press a button and you deal with it. And that's kind of cool. I do like how the Nanos each have their own version of typical Tamagotchi behavior. Like, Tamagotchis typically poo, but for these ones it doesn't fit so well, so instead of pooping, they fight off monsters, which is pretty sweet. But one complaint I have is with the button mashing game, and I'm not sure if you caught it because I was speaking over it. When you succeed in you winning, you button mash enough, usually it plays the success noise, but on this one it plays like the lose noise, because I guess it's how the monster you're fighting feels. But it always catches me off guard when I first started. See, that's like the you failed noise. And then you get the success noise. So that one I feel is kind of weird. I know that it's on purpose, like it makes sense, like the monster has lost, so it's making the dunno and it's sad noise, but it feels like an oversight because it's the exact same noise that you usually get after a game if you lose. So that's kind of an oversight, but yeah, and you press C to check the status of your character. My character's happy because it's fully fed, and I've played some games with it. And that's the main thing about the Nanos, because they don't have the menu, you can't really check on the status. So to check the status, you just you press C and you see what's going on, and it's happy. So yeah, I like this Nano, but again, I think my enjoyment of most of the Nanos, except for the R2-D2 one, is kind of, I guess, dampened by the fact that I play with every single Nano. Like, I purchase every Nano and I play with it for a while and I review it, and more or less they're all the same. So I don't want to let that impact my overall reviews for these Nanos, because they are the same and they're not expecting you to buy every single one. They're selling it to people who are fans of the thing, and if you're a fan of this, it's wonderful, fantastic. But if you just collect Nanos because you collect Nanos, it's just going to be exactly the same as every other Nano, specifically the Demon Slayer one. It feels a lot like the Demon Slayer one, to the point where it's just, if you didn't know the characters and you had a Demon Slayer one and this one, and you were playing with both of them, you might not be able to tell which one's which. And that's fine. The Demon Slayer one has nice touches, as I said. Instead of cleaning up poo, you're fighting demons, and that is a nice touch, but it just feels too much like that. But I'm not going to take that as a negative. That's just something that I noticed as someone who collects Nanos. Something else pretty cool is that, and this is with most of the Nanos, during the day you get little animations that you can watch, and that include characters from the show, and I'm assuming scenes from the show. It's the same as the Avachi one, and most of the Nanos have these, the exceptions being the Kamen Rider Chi and the Extella Chi, but they don't have those animations because the roster's so big. I guess they ran out of space. And anyway, those are my thoughts for the Jujutsuchi. My reviews, my ratings for this are the same as most of my Nanos. As I said, I'm not going to let the fact that all the Nanos are the same really impact that. Enjoyment is a 9, ease of use is a 10. And that's the main thing about the Nanos, is that you don't necessarily need to continuously watch it like you do with other virtual pets. For example, the Tamagotchi Ocean, your Tamagotchi dies if you're not checking it multiple times in an hour. This one, you can get a perfect evolution just by checking it a few times in a day. And that's the main thing I love about the Nanos, and why I collect them and why I love them so much, is that they are really easy to take care of but they're not boring. They've got a lot of stuff going on, and they really suit if you've got a pretty busy life. Like if you are working all day and you might have time to check it a few times throughout the day, but you can't really check it like constantly, like several times an hour, then I just recommend the Nanos. I feel like they are fantastic for people who might not want to check a virtual pet multiple times in an hour. And I know I say that for every Nano review, but my point still stands for this one. But yeah, those are my thoughts for the Jujutsuchi. I know that there's a lot of Nanos coming out. I'm excited for the Jurassic World one. There's also the Toy Story one, and then of course there's another Demon Slayer Tamagotchi. I don't know why they keep on releasing Demon Slayer Tamagotchis, but they do. But yeah, so that's all exciting. There's a Kingdom Hearts one. Lots of Nanos to keep everyone entertained. I'm collecting all of them, but if there's a franchise that someone in particular really likes, they're going to be super pleased to have a Nano for that. But yeah, so that's the Jujutsuchi. Thanks for watching this video. Comment your thoughts about Nanos or about this anime. Should I watch it? Should I give it a chance? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, because that would make me happy. And of course, I'll see you on the next one. Bye!